Well, good evening and welcome to this week's edition of the Senior Footy Show for the Hampden Football Netball League, of course. And, well, I'll tell you what, we're up to round 18 already. I cannot believe it. Where has that season gone? It has been absolutely unbelievable. And we're going to get a final series in and we're going to get a grand final in. It is just so exciting, that is for sure. As I say, very good evening to the legend himself in Trinity Hill. Hilly, how are you, big fella?
Going well, Stewie, and I'll tell you what, I was a bit the same coming in and before recording the show tonight and thinking, gee, how good's this? Round 18, we're getting to talk about round 18, and then next week we're looking at first week of finals. The juniors are playing finals this weekend. It's amazing.
Yeah, it absolutely is amazing, and it's going to be just a really exciting final series. And that junior final series, of course, grand final, of course, on Sunday at the Reed Oval. It is going to be magnificent too, and good to see some different teams represented in that as well. Hey, listen, we're going to go to the phones tonight, or the Zoom call, and well, we've got one of the legends of the Hampden Football Netball League in Benny Canard, the coach of Terang Mortlake, of course, just to wrap up the Bloods' year in season 2022. Beagle, how are you, buddy?
Yeah, good, thanks, fellas.
Mate, great to have you on board, and I just wanted to get you on tonight. Just been a really kind of, I suppose, exciting last 4 or 5 weeks, I reckon, for Terang Mortlake. And I don't know, from your point of view, Beegs, from an outsider looking in, it looks like, you know, you've really finished the year strong.
Yeah, the second half of the season has been really pleasing. I mean, I think halfway point we only won the one game against Port Fairy, so we had a bit of a focus that we did want to be more competitive second time round against everybody, and to this point we have been, so hopefully we can complete that and finish off against Cobden Saturday.
Hey, Ben, we saw you guys against Camperdown, and what a great performance that was quite a few weeks ago. But, geez, we were impressed with some of these kids that have just got games into them over the last, you know, probably a little bit of last year and this year. You know, the names I'm going to throw at are like Riley Hutchins, Vickers, Will Kane's looking to improve. I reckon Dan Canard, you know, he's been around for a little while, but his football looks like it's really blossomed this year as well. So there's been so many great success stories with your playing list, I reckon.
Yeah, I think those guys you're mentioning, I mean, inexperienced players, a lot of them in their first year, some maybe second and third years, and not a lot of football for a lot of young fellas in the last couple of seasons, as we know. So, yeah, we would have liked to have started the season stronger at the beginning, but it was sort of expected, I suppose, that, yeah, it would take a bit of time and get some games into guys and a bit of belief and a bit of confidence, and that's probably shone through in the last year, 6 or 7 games, I guess.
What about the Robertsons too, mate? There's a couple of youngsters, you know, to watch out for future years too. I reckon they go about their footy so well too, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Harvey played a handful of games last year, and he's played every game this year, and particularly the last 5 or 6 games, he's really come on, and you can see he's growing into himself and working out his role within the team. Ned's he was 15, might just turn 16 through the season, but yeah, he's for a young bloke in an inexperienced side, I mean, that has its challenges against the stronger experienced sides, but yeah, a lot of these young guys have done well because they haven't had a lot of experienced players around them, I guess.
Mate, tell us about the Kane train. Will Kane burst onto the Hampden Football Netball League circles, of course, over the last couple of seasons. But he's just a beauty, and he's been in great nick the last couple of weeks, buddy.
Yeah, well, he's a reflection of how the side goes, really. If Will can be in the game early and get us going, that helps. The funny thing about Will, I don't know, for some strange reason, I reckon our last 3 or 4 home games at Terang in particular, he seems to either hit the post, first kick, hits the, I reckon against, might have been even Camperdown a few weeks back.
Camperdown already hit the post 4 times.
He hit the post twice before he got a goal, but yeah, I don't know, he seems to not quite flush that first kick, but it's like he needs to blow the cobwebs out when he's away. But no, he's a casual laid-back fellow, Will, but yeah, if he's on and he gets his confidence up, the team sort of feed off that as well.
Hey, Ben, a great feeling this weekend for the club as well, with one of your junior sides playing in the juniors grand final, which I think is great. Obviously, you know, I guess population's probably not huge around that eastern side of the competition as much as what it used to be, but to see, you know, one of the young sides playing this grand final this weekend is pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's great for Terang Mortlake to have a a junior side in a grand final. It has been quite a while. I reckon going back a couple of months ago, I was trying to work out when we've actually had an under-18 side in finals, and that's been a long time, which, yeah, if you don't have that depth coming through, I suppose you don't have the weight of numbers coming through, but that under-14 side's very talented kids from Terang and Mortlake area, and yeah, they play very well together as a team, which is important, and yeah, hopefully they can play well Saturday and hopefully get a win. Sunday, sorry.
Hey, mate, what about yourself? Are you going to go around again in 2023, Beagle?
We'll work through that after the season. That was sort of the plan. We just thought we'd just get the season out of the way and then work through that then. Yeah, a bit undecided at this point.
I'll tell you what, mate, there's just so many good kids, and if you can just add to it, and get a few of those kids back too from around your district, you just seem to be really building, and then as Hilly just touched on, you get the under-14s in the grand final, your under-16s were strong. There's obviously a bit of talent coming through. It's just having the right person at the helm, mate, and you've done a great job.
Yeah, I think we're not far away, probably just a few key players, maybe a couple of taller players across half forward and then a midfielder or two, but yeah, it's probably just that depth, I suppose. If we have players out, we can't cover that as well as what yourself, Norths and Koroits and those sides can, but yeah, there's talent there, but we probably just don't back quite deep enough at the moment.
Mate, great to talk to you. No doubt we'll see you a little bit more over the next couple of weeks as well in regards to Maskell medals and stuff like that, mate. So we wish you all the best of luck. This weekend, of course, to finish the season, you're taking on Cobden. Hopefully the boys can finish on a winning note.
Yeah, well, I'll train them. It was good Tuesday night, and hopefully, yeah, we have a strong night tomorrow night, and the boys will be determined to finish the season off strong like they have the last 4 to 5 games.
Beautifully done, mate. Benny Cannar, the coach of Terang Mortlake, done a magnificent job, hasn't he?
Great leader, and his record is. I think we underestimate what he's done in football because great player for many seasons, both at the Power and also at Terang Mortlake. But he won multiple flags as a coach at Caloranera and has done a great job with a young emerging list. Like I hope he gets the gig again next year because I think he's the right man for the job and. He's done a great bit of work with this list they've got for 2022. So.
Yeah, my oath, mate. And just some excitement coming through, I reckon, at Terang Mortlake, that is for sure. Hey, listen, round 17, of course, last weekend, Hilly. We're up to round 18 this week, but let's have a look back at Hampden League Live match of the day. We went up to Melville Oval. Hamilton Kangaroos took on the Camden Magpies, mate. We got there with driving Miss Daisy. The great man, Trent Hill, was in the driver's seat. Took us a little bit longer than normal, Hilly, but better to be safe than sorry.
That's right. Hey, this was a great game, Stewie. First quarter, I reckon it was 9 shots at goal before we had our first miss. It was like 5 goals straight to 4 goals straight. And Hamish Sinnott, what an excitement machine for the Camperdown Magpies, terrific. Darcy Russell, he's a real exciting player. He's kicked 43 goals for the season. Good focal point for the Hamilton Kangaroos.
He's a big boy, isn't he?
Absolutely. And I thought Angus Gordon did a pretty good job on him too, playing down in that key position. Jack Hickey, the old ex-Camperdown player, taking a nice mark there and was a solid player at half-back. How's this goal from Sam Gordon, the old pick-up on the half volley, pirouette around 2 and 45 metres.
It's got to be one of the goals of the year for mine.
Oh, great goal. And he's just got great goal now. So great running with the play mark as well. And he was a real difference probably in that third quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, to be honest, even the start of that third quarter, Hamilton kind of kicked away to a 4-goal lead, and we thought, hang on, this could be game over here. But to Camperdown's credit, they kind of knuckled down, and they just got themselves back in the ground. There's Charlie Murray, of course, with that magnificent Tom Selleck moustache that he's got. Hamish Waldron, the captain coach, of course, played well too. Hamish, he was absolutely sensational, and a good crowd up there too. I think both these clubs, Hilly, are heading in the right direction.
Oh, absolutely, and what we saw from Camperdown, obviously some of their kids have got some really good, strong key position players, but their kids, the likes of your Harry Sumners and your Ash Royals and your Hamish Sinnotts and Zach Sinnotts, the future's looking good. They just probably need a bit more experience in that lineup, like a Terang Mortlake have sort of spoken about then. Gordon, what a presence he is up forward. But I'll tell you what, the Kangaroos impressed me as well. They're not far away. They are not far away. Again, all homegrown kids. They probably lack a little bit of size. Tane Morris.
This kid goes good.
Yep, and he's probably started...
Presents.
He started at centre-half back at the start of the year, and he's probably come into the forward line a little bit. So him and Russell are combining nicely. Darcy Russell, he's going to be a good player in the next few years. They can get that good ball supply to him. So I like what the Kangaroos are doing. I think, obviously just need a few little bits of the jigsaw to really fill the puzzle.
Yeah, absolutely, and it was just a strong victory in the end. And Hamilton was still, they were peppering, pardon the pun, but and Joshy Pepper, he was magnificent, wasn't he? Right throughout the game, certainly Hamilton's best for mine, Hilly, and he featured in our Pit Stop Menswear MVP 3-2-1.
Yeah, and I'll tell you who I like. This kid, 15-year-old Tommy Baker, son of Simon,
got some talent.
son of Tracy. He's got some party tricks, great footy now, and keeps his feet for a small fella.
Oh, he's going to
keeps his feet.
He's going to be a kid to watch in the future, that is for sure. What about the hammer, Hamish Sinnott, mate? Every time he's come back and played, from VFL duties back to Camden, he has been sensational. This was, of course, our Matco highlight of the day at a really crucial time. Harry Sumner, of course, over the top. They got the goal from this. And that was when Hamilton were kind of really pressuring and coming, weren't they?
Yeah, they had a lot of inside forward 50s in that current state of play. And then that was a real probably icebreaker to a certain degree. And just a courageous run, used their pace, and they had a fair bit of that, didn't they, Camperdown? They were happy to run off half back and really use their leg speed. And it was a great finish by Josh Place, and it was a great game in the end, and the Magpies getting the job done by about 18 points.
Yeah, you got the job done, and the hammer, Hamish Sinnott, got our 3 votes, of course. Our Pit Stop Men's and our Matthews Petroleum Player of the Day. Big Sammy Gordon, he got, with that goal, we saw it in the first quarter, he spun out of the pack and right foot snap. That was the Lucas Brothers snag of the day, and Harry Sumner, as we said, won the Matco highlight of the day, which was sensational, mate.
He's won a few of those vouchers, Sammy Gordon, the Lucas Brothers snag of the day, in the games we've done of Camperdown. I think he's won in each game we've done, so he's just a highlight reel and such a key, important player. And potentially could have been maybe a few more goals more if he hadn't had such a probably interrupted season with a few injuries or nigglies.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he still kicked nearly 60 goals, which is a great output.
Yeah, my oath it is. And what about the other prestigious award? And they tell me the Paulie Peakin's still getting over Dan Casey throwing him under the bus with that singing last week, the Ed Sheeran lookalike, of course. But our Southwest Tool of the Week, all thanks to Paddy Lane and the crew out at Southwest Tools and Industrial. We couldn't go past Hilly. In our commentary box on Saturday in the pre-game, we're in the middle of a quiz, and the question was posed, who were some of the AFL players that have retired? And the great man, the legend himself, and Alan Blackburn, he threw in a name that floored me, to be honest, Craig Lambert, who played in Richmond in the mid-90s. And I must admit, I thought, is there a punchline coming here? And he was dead serious. He was meaning Kane Lambert, of course, and he just... Fair to say he copped it for the rest of the day. Didn't you, Hilly?
Oh, it was fantastic. But yeah, Blackie, he threw that little spanner in the works. And
mate, never ceases. He always makes us smile, Blackie, no matter what he does. Whether he's calling, whether he's doing the boundary. His blooper reel, in all seriousness, if we put it together, which we might for grand final, I don't think he watches this.
Maybe we save it for when he does say, listen, I've had enough Hampden League Live. I'm going to retire from footy. It could be like a little pre-hour show anyway with the bloopers, but very, very funny.
He's a good man, Blackie, that is for sure. But he wins our Southwest Tool of the Week, a $50 voucher coming your way. And Blackie, I don't think he'd be real good on the tools either.
No, well, I know he gets the great Titchy Dewey to do his manicuring of his hedges and so forth. So.
Yeah, unbelievable. Hey, talking about manicuring, the bloke over your shoulder, to Carter, of course, from the Carter Group, traffic management, of course, all your tree, your revegetate, all that kind of stuff. They do it at the Carter Group. Absolutely magnificent. They sponsor the Water Boys. You can see the Water Boy outfits have got the Carter Group each and every week too. But Big Toots, he loves it, and another great sponsor of the Hampden Football Netball.
Terrific sponsor, great player in his own right back in the days of Koroit and Maryvale. But yeah, great to have him on board. And as I said, we've seen this for probably 18 weeks, Stewie. We're so lucky with all the sponsors that we've got jumping on board. We spoke with Goffey last week from Warrnambool Toyota.
And the $5,000 care kit's on.
And Macca's, they've got the free cheeseburger if it's a goal, first goal of the grand final.
That is going to be huge. So a lot of people are talking about this and they're going, how's that work? Because there could be 7,000 or 8,000 there at the Heavenly Grand Final. It doesn't matter. Okay, Macca's are happy. If it's a goal, the first score in the senior footy is a goal. Every person at that ground, you'll get a ticket when you walk in to say you've come to the football, and all you got to do is go and present that ticket at McDonald's East, McDonald's Central, and you will get a free cheeseburger. That is very, very simple, Hilly.
Oh, I'll tell you what, Should be a big order at McDonald's grand final week if that occurs. I'd say there'd be a few on there on going Sunday, Monday, Tuesday just to redeem.
Straight down there to get amongst it. Let's keep our fingers crossed that the first score is a goal in that grand final. And as we said, the $5,000 kick, all thanks to Toyota, that unbreakable Hilux, that is going to be on. Now, halftime entertainment. Now, this is hot off the press. I only came up with this idea the other day, Hilly, but I just thought about it. And I thought, we got a couple of sharpshooters. Tony Russell is the league-leading goal kicker. Okay, so 1,040-odd goals or 1,060, whatever it is, he is the all-time greatest goal kicker in the Hampden League. Jason Rowan is about 10 goals off 1,000.
Yep.
So he's not too far. He's hunting Rusty down. He has been in really good nick in season 2022.
Well, he banged on 16 last week.
16 last week. I think he's kicked 30 in 2 games against the poor old Paul Ferry Seagulls. They just have nightmares when they see Jason Rowan running out of the park. But what I thought, we're going to have the kick, okay? So I think it's 8 or 10 lucky contestants, okay? You're going to get the chance for $5,000. And then I thought we're going to invite Rusty and Rowie, providing the Blues don't make the grand final, of course. And we're going to have a bit of a kick-off between the 2 greatest goal kickers in the history of the Hampden Football Netball League. What do you reckon?
I love it. I reckon Rusty would be very keen on that too.
Mate, and Rusty had more party tricks than Hugh Hefner. He was an absolute magician on the footy field. So I haven't even told Rusty or Rowie this, but that is the plan of attack. So once we've had the kick, we're going to have a kick-off, and it might be 3, 5 kicks each, Rusty and Rowie. And we're going to, once and for all, say who was the most accurate goal kicker ever in the history of the Hampden Football Netball League. We're going to settle the score, okay? It's as simple as that.
I love it.
It's going to be something good.
I'll tell you what, though, isn't that an amazing effort, though, by Rowie? 10 goals off nearly 1,000 goals. So the second ever player in the history to reach 1,000 goals. It's an amazing effort.
Not an easy feat. And you've got to remember, he went away for 3 or 4 years and coached Merivale, you know, like so... and Rusty was the same. Rusty went away, come back, played VFL, played AFL, you know, so unbelievable. And we should remember these superstars of our competition.
Tony Russell, absolute gun.
Yeah, my oath. Hey, listen, round 18 this weekend, Hilly, our match of the day, South Warrnambool taking on the Portland Tigers. We've got a big few weeks, fair to say. Jack Kennard reached out and said, hey, listen, you know, you go into that game, you're going to cover them in the finals. But we have got 4 weeks where we're travelling. We're on the road each and every week. So, and we're talking Saturday, Sunday. So the idea was that, well, obviously, you know, this game might have had a bit of merit in it earlier. I know it hasn't got a lot of merit in it this weekend because positions are virtually finalised. But it's more about we're going to stay around home, and we have got a hectic little period coming up.
That's right. There's big 4 weeks coming up.
Yeah, so. And that Clinton Bolsh Warrnambool Nissan gets us there safely. Even if it's slow, if Hilly's driving. Seriously, I had to look at one stage and I had to say, hang on, can this car get out of 3rd or 4th gear? What's going on here?
I sit on 100, 103. You're on 113.
No, definitely not. Just stick to the speed limit. Just put it on cruise control and the car does the rest. But hey, I'm looking forward to this weekend's round of matches. And Hilly, I just want to mention McDonald's, as we touched on before, Powercor 2, which have just locked and loaded for season 2023, Powercor and McDonald's.
Oh, fantastic.
Okay, as major sponsors. I'm pretty sure Sungold won't be too far behind as well. So just wonderful sponsors and wonderful supporters of the Hampden Football Netball League. Lyndoch Living, another one. I know they're doing it tough out there at the moment with a few things going on and all that kind of stuff, but you know, they're just a wonderful organisation, and they get in and they support, which is just magnificent. 3YB Coast FM, of course, are always fantastic, and Southwest TAFE. The list goes on. We've got some wonderful fresher fruit juice too. That is they're our final sponsor.
Chittix Pies.
Chittix Pies, of course, the official pie of the Hampden Football Netball League. And honestly, even we had a meeting during the week. Everything really bodes well for a sensational final series, and even grand final day. You know, the ground's going to be logoed up. The council have got on board there.
Oh, fantastic! I've been on this bandwagon for about 6 years.
Mate, I can tell everyone that the centre square is going to be the fresher centre square. McDonald's are going to be the 50 on the 50-metre arc, so it's going to be a big M instead of the 5-0. Powercor are going to be in the goal squares. Lyndoch Living are going to be on the wing. Southwest TAFE on the wing. Sungold Milk in the goal squares. So our majors are going to be well and truly looked after on Grand Final Day. It's going to look magnificent. So
we'll have to get the drone up above the Red Oval and getting that big shot. Just
it's going to look great.
That'll look sensational.
Well, and we're going to have the big screen. Frankie McCarthy, of course, is going to have that big screen for us too. And I think the team here at Fitzmedia are looking at ways they can possibly show replays of goals on that big screen as well. So
we've gone to the next level in 2022.
It's amazing. No, I think it's going to be absolutely brilliant. So mark it down, put it in the diary. This final series is going to be one of the best ever, and we want you to get involved in any way, shape, or form and get along. And the footy record for Grand Final Day, there will be a special edition. Okay, so an actual hard copy edition of the footy record in full colour. All thanks to the team at Star Printing as well. So plenty going on in the Hampden Football Netball League, Hilly. It is going to be sensational.
Cannot wait for the next 4 weeks, Matt. Looking forward to it.
It's going to be hectic. And don't forget the Mascot Medal too. That is going to be streamed live, right? So right throughout Southwest Victoria into all the football clubs. So they're going to have their own functions. That's going to be on Sunday the 11th or Sunday the 12th. Whatever it is before the Hampden League Grand Final from midday. You'll be able to jump on the Hampden Football Netball League Facebook page, and that's where the stream will be. So all in all, it is going to be magnificent. It's a wonderful competition, and Shane Trolfel and the whole executive, Gary Atchell, Gary Walsh, the whole team are doing an awesome job. Mike Farrow, all doing wonderful things at all levels.
Absolutely.
Good stuff. Hey, listen, that's us. We are done. So let's, well, I suppose, enjoy round 18 and head into a massive final series in the Hampden Football Netball League.